Avian influenza isn't going anywhere, and right now the only option for producers is to lock down the farm and hope for the best. Iowa leads the nation in egg production, and the most recent outbreak of bird flu has hit our state the hardest.
Since the spring of 2022, more than 14 million birds have died or been destroyed due to infection. Elias Johnson joins us now with more on how this outbreak is different from what we saw back in 2015 and why developing a vaccine at this point just isn't a viable option, Elias.
Well, Janae, ask any poultry farmer. There is nothing more frustrating than having your livelihood threatened by something you can't see coming. Right now, the only hope for these Iowa farmers is, protect your flocks, hope that you can protect them, and then you pray this virus doesn't find a way into your barn.
Rural Iowa is known for welcoming visitors. But the sign on display as you pull into the Moline family farm sends a different message.
We don't allow any visitors on the farm without talking to us first.
Brad Moline's family has spent generations raising turkeys in Calhoun County.
When I grew up, I tell all the high school kids, we put up range fence all summer long. We had alfalfa fields with outdoor turkeys.
But now you won't find a single turkey outside, and the Molines are trying to prevent a scene like this one at a commercial turkey farm in neighboring Pocahontas County.
I know a lot of folks that, when this comes through, they lose sleep about it.
On October 23rd, avian influenza was confirmed inside one of the turkey buildings. All of the birds on site were destroyed to help contain the disease, one of several locations in the state with reported cases that month, and several more in the month of November.
This is classified as the same outbreak that started in spring of 2022.
The current strain of H5N1 is responsible for infecting over 60 million birds across 46 states in the U.S. since February of 2022. Once a bird is infected, the virus spreads aggressively.
12, 14 hours later the next morning, and they're not moving. There's massive number of dead ones and they're dying rapidly, and it just happens like that.
And the only solution is destroying entire flocks to help isolate an outbreak.
There's nothing you can do about it. There's not a magic button or a pill or a medicine that you can give these animals that's going to heal them from or cure it from them. And that's the other part. That's the really frustrating part of it.
Brad and the majority of poultry farmers learned that firsthand when the initial outbreak of bird flu hit the state 8 years ago.
2015 was a mess, and that's being nice, and that's understating the story. We lost 2/3 of our income that we get from turkeys that year, and because we put down 56,000 turkeys. We raised a lot more turkeys than that, but there was so much downtime where the barns sat empty.
21 states, including Iowa, reported cases of bird flu. Over 50 million turkeys and chickens died or were destroyed.
2015 was the first time that we'd seen high-path avian influenza. It was the largest foreign animal disease outbreak in U.S. history.
Iowa Secretary of Ag Mike Naig credits biosecurity measures like those in place at the Moline farm for slowing the spread of current cases in Iowa.
The first time around, we saw a lot of movement of virus from farm to farm. We didn't see that this last time. We aren't seeing that now. That tells me that farmers really have stepped up. They've done a good job. It's not easy. It's not an easy job to do biosecurity right every single day, but I'm proud of that work.
Biosecurity measures are more important now than what farmers practiced in 2015.
But the virus is a lot different, and so in 2015 it got to June, in the middle of June, and it disappeared with the warm weather and didn't come back again. This one has adapted to not only warm weather, hot temperatures, and it's popped up all over the country, so it's adapting to different environments a lot easier. The ducks and geese are still major carriers of it, but this disease is adapted and is in mammals, and we suspect rodents, and even possibly insects such as flies or beetles carrying it into the barn.
Inside Origin Tech in Ames, Dr. Dave Carter and Mark Welter are finding new ways to fight infectious animal disease. Their specialty is cattle vaccines, and for good reason.
Why isn't there this magic vaccine for avian influenza?
Well, you have to look at the lifespan of the animal. Like a pig or a cow, they have a longer lifespan. They may go through a couple of calvings or farrowings, whereas a chicken will lay eggs for a year and then they're done. They've learned a lot from the first outbreak in that this method of eliminating and eradicating works. And so I think they're going to stick with this method because they're confident in it and it's the most cost effective.
Do you think it's only a matter of time, given the nature of the virus, before it finds a human host and a way to survive and make that jump?
Well, I think historically they do have some strains that came from birds that did infect humans. And the most virulent strains that have the potential to cross over for humans, I know the CDC has a stockpile of viruses that are vaccine potentials that they could use if that ever were to happen.
With strict biosecurity measures and third-party safety audits in place, the Mollines continue keeping a close eye on their flocks, with confidence knowing every bird they raise will be safely ready to go from the farm to someone's table.
All the flocks of turkeys are tested for diseases before they ever go to the processing plant. So they're blood tested. We do tests for salmonella, and then we also do what's called a fat sample test where they're looking for any drug residue as well too. So there's a lot of layers of protection to make sure every bird that we leave here ends up on a deli meat sandwich is going to be safe no matter where in the world it goes.
So you'll never get avian influenza from eating something you would buy in a store. But the effects for this virus to all you consumers is real. Egg prices soaring 60%. You saw that, a record high in December of 2022, over $4 a dozen. Bird flu was the main driver of that, although inflation and production issues got most of the attention. Today, the average price just under $2. Now, the good news is the response time to deal with an infected site. It's now 24 hours that those animals are destroyed compared to several days to contain. And the downtime between eliminating a flock and then repopulating has been streamlined so they can get back up to production, continue to have actually a livelihood for these folks that need to buy goods. So I learned a lot doing this story. And I'm kind of a farm kid, but I really appreciate Brad letting me out there, albeit across the road from his farm.
And also, we're going to be hearing more of these cases, Elias, just more and more cases across
Very likely.
our state and
Very
country.
likely, yes.
All right. Thanks a lot, Elias.